Buffett has so many different companies under his fold, but he rarely puts the Berkshire name on one of them, and he's doing it this time around.
Yeah, it really is somewhat of a novelty. There are a couple of insurance companies that have the Berkshire name on it, but by and large, the consumer brand companies that Berkshire has in its portfolio had great consumer brands before Berkshire bought them. What happened here is somewhat different. Berkshire Hathaway's home service business, it's a real estate brokerage business. They bought a franchise network. They used to franchise the Prudential and Real Living names, and they had this issue. They didn't want to have the Prudential or Real Living name on all of these signs going up in front of houses, so they decided to introduce their own brand, and rather than create something from scratch, Ron Peltier, the guy who runs home services, asked Buffett if he could use the Berkshire name.
Okay, but the thing is that everyone in this country, or most people know Buffett's name. They don't really know Berkshire, right? I mean, is it really, does it have that cachet?
Yeah, well, that's an open question, right? When I spoke with some brokers out in New Jersey and in the Princeton area, you'd be surprised. They're actually very excited about this. It means that as they're having these conversations with clients, they can bring up Buffett, they can bring up Berkshire and its track record. It's a way for them to steer the conversation over what is, for many people, a large financial transaction to one of the most successful investors of all time.
Buffett, who we've talked to many times in the last few years, he made one of actually his wrong calls on housing, ironically. Back in 2011, he said he thought that we would have a rebound in housing, a pretty quick rebound, in fact, in 12 months. And we didn't see that. We are now, but not then.
Right. It certainly took longer than he expected. Though the other point that should be made is that housing is slowly coming back, and certainly if you speak with Ron Peltier, he'll say that that kind of trend is showing up in his business.
Right. The direction might not have been wrong, but certainly the timing was, at least. Okay, so it raises that question, though, your story, again, of why he doesn't put his name, the Berkshire name, on other companies. Although it's hard to imagine, I don't know, Berkshire NetJets or Berkshire Jets or Dairy Queen being named in any way under Berkshire.
Right. Certainly, I don't know if this is a start of a trend. The big point that needs to be raised here is that we're talking about a consumer brand. We're talking about thousands of people potentially out there who are going to be trading on this name, and that's in many ways a first for Berkshire.